Hi, my name is Bethany Pepin, and I'm the director of the Guts X School of Ministry. And today we sat down with Jake Todd, and I'm so excited for you guys to hear his heart. He is a 2-year School of Ministry student, and there are so many things that God has done in and through his life in this program, and I can't wait for you to hear what he has to say.
I really feel like God's like, hey, this is kind of the next step, not ministry related, but ministry related, you know.
Well, everything's ministry.
That's so true. That's so true.
So I mean, as long as you take him with you, then it's ministry.
What, Rupert? Yeah, you need some Jesus? Let's go. Let's get some Jesus.
Okay. But then
Everybody's getting Jesus today.
But what's the next step then?
So it's crazy, Bethany. So I was literally talking to, I think, Andrew Hooks in school.
Yeah.
And I don't have any rhyme or reason. I just feel like I'm supposed to go downtown and just pass out food. And literally that's it. And God's like, can you give out hot dogs? And I'm like, I can give out hot dogs. Yeah. I can't cook, but I can boil a hot dog and pass it out in a bun. So yeah, so we're going to start there, just start feeding the homeless. And that's awesome. I drove through one day in the mail truck and there's just lines and rows of people in tents with grocery carts that don't have a purpose or a reason for living. And they're just existing. And I'm like, literally, God was like, you can do something here. Okay, then I'll start there.
Hey, you got to start somewhere.
Right.
And he can make it so simple and so easy for us if we'll just listen, and he gives us the next step. Sometimes we want the big picture or we want everything and we want to know the whole path when he's saying, no, go hand out hot dogs.
Seriously. You're not even joking. It's so true. I can do that. I can burn ramen noodles, but I can pass out hot dogs. So yeah.
So when does that start?
So probably July 1st.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you and Andrew.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna do it together?
Yeah.
You gonna recruit some of these other guys?
Well, I haven't even officially recruited them.
Oh, well, but that sounds like something.
But I was like, hey, there's me and a couple of guys. We're just going to see what happens. And he was kind of, okay, I think I could pass out some hot dogs with you. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes.
So just for a little context for anybody who might not know, you are one of our original School of Ministry students.
Yes, ma'am.
And so you will be one of the only, at least right now, that will have been in the program for 2 years. What does that mean to you?
So it's funny because I was literally thinking about this last night. And I don't know if I could put an actual word on it, what it actually means, but I know what it means to my family. Yeah. It has given us purpose. It has taken us from mediocrity and a mundane life and just given us so much more to just look forward to and to just want to build around. So for a single word, I couldn't put a word on it, but just purpose in our life.
Yeah, well, you have those 2 beautiful boys and Ashley. And so tell us a little bit about your family.
So I do. Thank you so much. Ashley is definitely the better part of me. She makes me look better than I actually am. But she's incredible. My life is better because of her. Yeah. I love when people say that your wife or your husband is everything you're not. And she is. I am not organized naturally. I'm not naturally on time. As you probably know or can attest to.
We started just a couple minutes late, but
sorry, guys.
We knew what we were getting into. You've been here for 2 years.
Thank you. And I appreciate that. You guys embrace it, even though I should be here on time. But she is all of those things. If it was not for her, my boys would be running around in nothing but probably underwear. I don't even know if I can say that in this room, but that's what they would be doing. So,
I mean, and we're hoping to have her in the classroom as well.
She is definitely considering it.
We would love to have Ashley in the classroom.
So I was going to ask you, and I'll probably ask you later, but what does online look like next year?
Okay.
Is that something we can even talk about right now?
That's a great question. Really, right now, online as it currently is. So for anybody who might not know, online is we ran it concurrent with our classroom. Next year, what that looks like is we have on demand.
Okay.
So we have the content that is available, but not you're not going to have all of the same in-room experiences. So you have access to content. You'll have access to it for 2 years with the purchase of the program, and you can do it at your own pace. But there's not the same interactivity of the preaching of the sermons or all of the assignments. There's no tests.
Gotcha.
You're not going to graduate.
Don't tell her that.
You're not going to graduate.
Okay.
And so if you're just looking for an amazing way to get content, on demand is great. But you know how much I love the room.
There's nothing like it.
There's nothing like the room.
There truly isn't.
Yeah. So what are some of your favorite parts about the room?
The community. I know Pastor Bill doesn't like that word. Sorry, Pastor Bill. But it really is. We are a family now. Everybody in that room, I trust wholeheartedly with my family, with my wife, with my kids. And I don't think that you can find that anywhere else. Sure, you could probably go to a big college or a big campus or a school. But when you know the 25 or 30 people that you're doing life with every day, and even on the weekends or serve days at church, you become family. So, I mean, the in-room aspect is second to none. There's nothing like it.
Well, I love it. And maybe it's just because I love people. And so to be able to have all of those interactions with all of those amazing people and to be able to watch the transformation that happens over the time that they're here. And when they leave and they tell me, oh, this is what God's, just like you're saying, this is what God wants me to do next. Yeah. I mean, that has been my purpose in life since I can remember, was to help other people fulfill their calling, and their purpose has always been what I have wanted to do. And so to be able to sit here with so many amazing men and women who say, this is my next step. I'm like, I got to be a piece. I got to be a part. I get really excited. And so, yeah, just, you were talking about wanting to build homes. So where did that come from?
So I've always had a passion for it. Started when I was, and I say this genuinely, we did not have a lot growing up. So it started as, what do you do after Sunday church? Let's go dream. Let's go write our vision, plan upon the table, and run with it. And awesome. That's what we did as my mom and dad instilled that in us. After church, we would go grab a little lunch, what we could kind of afford, and we would walk through homes and dream. Hey, one day, guys, that's going to be your room. Or one day, that's going to be where we live. And it was just something inside of me that just kept growing and growing and then caught fire. And I got to do, I never got to build an actual home from the ground up, but got to renovate a lot of properties, got to restore properties. And from there, it just grew, and something inside's like, you know, I just want to go get this. I want to attack this. That
is a gift in and of itself, to be able to dream like that. Like for your boys to be able to sit there and watch you dream like that, and then be able to birth that in themselves and have that same level of vision and expectation of like, look what my dad did. I can do even better,
yeah,
right?
Yes.
And so, like, how amazing is that?
I will say this, every time, Pastor Bill broke this down one time, and it stuck with me. He said the way he parented was, hey, get in the truck. Mm-hmm. And so I've started doing that. And anytime we're going somewhere, it's like, hey, boys, get in the car. This is what we're doing today. And they're like, well, we don't really want to, or Dad, please don't. And it's like, it doesn't matter. You're with me. It's a learning experience. Yes. Let's grow together. So it's really cool. So as we're driving down the road now, they're like, Daddy, I think we could build a home there. Or Daddy, can we buy that one? And the answer is always yes, boys. Yes. If you can see it and you can dream it and have it a vision, we can do it. So
that is such a gift. And I think as a dad right now of only boys and of boys, you feel like there is a different weight and a different responsibility, because I have girls and I have 3 girls, and I see that there's so much of a piece of that lands on me. And so how does that, is that a weight, or is that just an exciting thing to carry?
I think it's both.
Okay.
I think it's both. You said you had girls,
yes.
So I'll say it like this. At first, I wanted girls. And when we found out we were having boys, everybody was shocked. Ashley was shocked, especially 2 of them. But God always knows what he's doing. Yeah. He always does. And he knew that I would be a great boy dad.
Yeah.
I thought I'd be a great girl dad, and maybe down the road we'll get there. But for now, it is never a burden. It is always something that helps me get better. Yeah. Because somebody told me that things are caught, not necessarily always taught.
Yeah.
And so I have to lead by example. If I'm not leading, and I'm definitely not leading by example, well, then they're not going to know how to lead their home one day. They're not going to know how to lead their family, because they're watching everything I do. Mm-hmm. I was going to try to save this for the end, but now that we're on the subject of it, if it's okay.
How?
It was really cool. As you're going through school, and you're so focused on helping others, and you're so committed, almost like no days off.
Yeah.
It was really cool, because as you're going through the process and you're in the room and you're working and you're trying to find time with your kids and your wife and make it intentional, they're always watching. And I'll say it this way. Over Easter this year, both my boys gave their life to Christ. And it was in this way. I didn't have to approach them. I didn't ask them. We were in the living room, and they literally asked me, Daddy, is Jesus in my heart? And I said, well, I don't know, boys. Is he? Or well, it was one of them. So I said, I don't know, son. Yes. Is he? And he's like, I don't know, Daddy. Is he? And I said, well, he's in Daddy's heart. And he literally looks at me and he's like, Daddy, I want Jesus in my heart. And it was so cool. In that moment, you're looking back on the 2 years that you've spent at school and everything you've done, and you didn't even realize that while you were helping build his house and his kingdom, he's building yours, you know? And it was really cool. Like, I mean, I couldn't have picked a better day. Easter weekend, and both of them gave their life to Christ on Easter weekend. So 2025 Easter weekend will forever be celebrated in the Todd house.
Well, so. And you got to be a part of that.
Yeah. Dad got to do it.
Yeah.
Is there pollen in here or something?
Yeah, it is. I'm sorry.
There does.
That's what happens.
But yeah, and it wasn't their teacher, Bethany. Nope. It wasn't their youth leader.
Yeah.
Dad got to be able to do it.
Yep.
And they came willingly. They came asking. There was no pressure. It was just, Dad, we are watching you. You did not know it. All the sleepless nights, all the studying. And at the end of the day, they're like, we want you to lead us to Christ. So it was big. So super thankful. Sorry, I didn't mean to get emotional, but it's fresh. So
that's amazing. But honestly, it just opens up a whole nother conversation of how you guys got here to begin with, because that is a story in and of the Lord. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we were called, I don't use that term loosely, but we were living what I would say is, by the world standards, a good life. Mm-hmm. We had the nice home, we had the jobs, we had what the world would say, hey, you're doing okay. Yeah. But internally, it was a mediocre, mundane life. That's where we were living. We didn't know that internally we were starving for more. And so as our life was progressing, we had the boys. And we had to make some choices, about jobs. And we decided that we were going to put our family first. And in that, we both kind of lost or shifted jobs at the same time and kind of hit rock bottom, Things kind of started to crumble, and we were praying, and we were like, God, you are so much more than this. You are bigger. You are exceedingly abundantly and above all. Even though we're not living it, we still know who you are. Yeah. And we started standing on that. And he was like, okay, that's great. I need you to move. And we're like, okay, that's great. What are you thinking? Yeah, beach, mountains, let's do it. It'll be great. And he's like, I need you to move to Tulsa.
Oklahoma.
And we're like, we'll revisit this in a month. Maybe he'll change his mind. And God is so good in his infinite wisdom. We kept praying, and he's like, do you want more? And we were like, yeah. And he's like, no. Do you want a great life? And we answered the call, and we answered yes. And he's like, okay, then move to Tulsa. We came down, and it just happened to be for the healed service. A little bit of background, Ashley's mom and dad and brother and sister-in-law all live down here. So we weren't necessarily moving into uncharted territory, but we were moving our family into a new land. And so we got down here. Thank God they took us in. Her mom and dad, they let us move in with them. That was we're just gonna say it was a fun time all together. But they took us in graciously, and so we got here and we were sitting in service. We had made a decision that, hey, if the healed service is good enough for us, then the church is definitely good enough for us. And we never even considered looking anywhere else. It was like, hey, this is where we're going to be planted, and we're going to dig deep and put roots here. And we were sitting in service, and it was the third service that we were here, and the school of ministry popped up on the screen. And literally, I look at her, she looks at me, she was crying. Once again, there's probably some pollen or something in the air, maybe I had a teardrop or something in my eye, but we both knew. And at that moment, the Holy Spirit said, this is why I called you here. And it was just, it hit us at the same time. We're like, God, this wasn't even here yet. This was still being designed and built. You brought us here, we came, and here it is.
And you've got to, literally help build it.
Building an airplane while we're flying it.
That is what we say all the time. That's part of what I have loved so much about this program is the constant ability to come to you guys as students and say, hey, what are we doing well? Where are our areas of improvement?
Yeah.
You know, how can we help better serve you and train you? And I think that I am just so grateful that we have such amazing students with, honestly, just a lot of creative ideas, a lot of great feedback, and just so much grace for us, because this is new. I mean, I know we're 2 years in now, but this is still in the sense of a school. This is new. And so honestly, I am just so appreciative of all of you who have had just so many amazing insights into the program.
I mean, it's been incredible. You guys have done a fantastic job. I don't think you guys get enough credit for that. And I truthfully, genuinely thank you guys for everything, because if it was not for you blazing the trail and stepping up and saying, hey, we're not sure what the whole parameter of this looks like, but we're going for it, just eternally grateful.
Well, I constantly I'm grateful for, you know, Pastor Bill and Pastor Sandy, and for all of those
Absolutely.
people who helped really cast that vision, you know, Jason and Harold and all of those people who really kind of helped found that from the beginning. But you guys jumped when nothing existed. I mean, that is 2 years. That is not a short period of time. Now, you know, now we have that 9-month intensive, and it's maybe a little bit more easy, you know, to digest. But
Sure.
you jumped when there were 2 years, and now you have 1 week left.
I know.
Of 2 years in the classroom.
I know.
What does that feel like?
Excited, but a little nervous. Once again, I mean, you're with family now, and you've been with family for the first year. People are kind of feeling each other out. Hey, is this, are they really this person? Is their heart really this genuine? Are they always this crass? No, totally kidding. There has been nobody in class that has been crass. They have all been incredible. And I hope that I can as well be somebody that somebody else can lean on and say, hey, he is always willing to do something for somebody else and have a smile.
He's here right now for me because I asked.
It's true. No, but thank you so much. And in that, with a week left, there's almost, it's not a piece that is missing or the unknown, but it is a sense of, hey, I have to stay in contact with my family now. Yeah. We've been on missions trips together. We've done life together. Thank God for these men and women. Otherwise, half the assignments that the school gave us would not have been turned in. So, shameless plug for the people who have helped me so much.
Well, as we're kind of wrapping up, this morning I spoke just briefly. I put these "Hello, my name is," and I put these stickers on all of these seats. And I just said, okay, now it's your responsibility to fill the seat.
So cool.
Somebody has been preparing this seat for you for a year or 2 years.
Yeah.
Now it's your responsibility to prepare that seat for somebody else.
That's so cool.
There are so many people that need what this program has to offer, because there's just so much confidence that comes from it. I mean, you get to lead your boys to the Lord, but you do that with a confidence of knowing what the word says.
Yeah.
There's an equipping that happens. There's just so many things that happens in this program that I get so excited about every opportunity that we have to bring somebody new into that room, because I know there is no way that you can get that much word into your heart, into your life, and leave the same.
That's so true. It's so true. Well, and I think there's ministry inside of all of us. We may not know how to use it or where it's at or how to develop it. And that's what the school does. Yeah. I mean, literally, the slogan is develop, or discover, develop, and deploy. I don't know how more simple we can make it. If there is anything in your life that you see that you need development in, or you're looking to discover a gift that maybe you didn't even know you had, or that you know that you have, and hey, how can I refine this? And then define it, refine it, and then activate it. You know, and that's what the school has done for me and my family. There was giftings inside that I didn't know that were there, and the school has pulled it out. The teachers have been second to none. I mean, first class teaching, just the authority that we walk in. Had no idea anything about that. I knew that I was a believer and I knew that we followed God, but I didn't know the authority that we have and that we walk in. If it wasn't for the school ministry, I wouldn't have known any of that or had that in my life. So forever grateful.
Well, it's just like this. It talks about the windows of heaven being opened up. And I know in that sense, it's talking about, blessings and those kind of things, but even the level of understanding.
Yeah.
It's like that that is opened up and all of these things are coming down. You're like, how did I read this word my whole life and not get it in that way? Wait, it's like, it talks about us understanding the mysteries of Christ and how that's our responsibility to then go share those mysteries, but he's laid them plainly before us. But like sitting in this classroom or sitting under this teaching, it's like, I don't get to sit in every day as much as I would love to. Something about running a program doesn't allow me to sit in there every single day, but I listen to it. So even on my way in this morning, I had it playing on my, in my car, and I'm just like, excuse me. And I'm like, Lord, like, I want more of these mysteries because I want you to lay your word plainly before me.
Yeah.
Like, it's just something about God opening up those windows and helping us understand his word in a way we never could. And there's so much of that happens in that room.
I think Ryan Bush hit it on the head. Stop striving and start pursuing. Stop striving for the things that the world offers. And I am not against worldly things. I'm not against having a nice home or a nice car. None of that. But are you putting a premium on that? Are you striving for that? Or are you pursuing the one who created you to have those things? Yeah. And when he said that, I mean, it was like everything that we started with, the key was in the door. It was unlocked. All I had to do was open it. And when he presented that, it was like the door was being opened. And stop striving and start pursuing the one, genuinely pursuing the one that has promised you all those things. Seek first the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, and all will be added.
No, it's layer on layer and precept on precept.
Yes.
And it's like these classes continue to just add that layer on layer when you're like, I didn't even know I needed to open that door. I didn't know that door existed. I didn't understand. And I remember my first week sitting in class going, Pastor Bill always talks about where do you rank yourself like in the scale. And I was like, oh, I rank myself way higher than I should be. There's so much that I still have to learn. And it was just being able to sit in that classroom and understand that there's so much more to know was so humbling.
Yes.
But it was so exciting.
Yes. That
we're not there, that we haven't arrived, and that God has so much more that he wants to show us. We should wake up every day excited.
So true. So true.
I mean, it's just, I think Christianity as a whole, people can look at it and just think of it as a mundane, dry.
Yeah.
But when you really get to know the Lord, when you really have that relationship with the Holy Spirit, you wake up every day like, what's God going to do today?
So good. Well, I mean, that was perfect. That word that you use, relationship. So many people look at it as a religion or a process. Oh, well, I have to get up and I have to pray. Do you realize like we are in complete connectivity to the Father? We get to access that anytime. Yeah. And so many people are like, well, I have to. You get to. You get to get up early or you get to stay up late and seek his face. I don't understand how people think that that's a have to. Yeah. It is a desire that he has put inside of us that only he can fulfill. And so many people are trying to fill a world-sized hole, or I'm sorry, a God-sized hole with a world-sized peg. Yeah. It doesn't work. No. I mean, there's only one peg that fits that slot and that hole, and that's him. Start pursuing the Creator and stop. Yeah.
No, I love it because when we talk about how everything is ministry, I think people get so locked in this vocational ministry mindset where you're like, no, like, yes, ministry is handing out hot dogs, but ministry is building a house. Yeah. Ministry is literally whatever God has called you to do and to go out into the world, into the highways and the hedges and compel them in that his house may be full. Like we get to have a relationship, what you're saying, with the God of the universe who wants to have a relationship with us.
Yes.
Why would he want that?
Yes. One of the mysteries that you were talking about earlier, I can't think of a reason why he would want that. But I am thankful that he desires that.
He does.
Because I get to be on this side of it. And for that very reason, just, God, thank you for creating me and allowing me to be at this time, at this place, in this school, and to seek you more and more. Because the more I seek him, the better he gets. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. I don't know if there's a better verse in the Bible that explains that. The more you seek him, the more you taste him, the more you see his goodness.
Opeta said it in a staff meeting or something. He said, because I get to, I have to.
Yes.
Because I get to, I have to. And you wake up every day going, I get to do this. I get to serve the Lord. I get to run a ministry program. I get to have interactions with all of these amazing people. I get to go to the grocery store, whatever it is, because I have to, but I have to do it with the passion of the Lord, and I have to do it seeing people through his eyes. And I have to wake up excited about the fact that I have a God who wants me to be in relationship with him, and I have to share that.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, that it's like, because I get to, I have to.
That's incredible. And I don't know, without this school, once again, shameless plug for the school, but without the school, I don't know if I would be able to be in that spot. And the students in the room would tell you the same thing. There's ministry inside all of us. But are you willing to activate that? Are you willing to say, yes, here I am, use me? So when you're in the line at the grocery store and someone is having a terrible day, we've all been there, and you see him, are you willing to go out of your way and say, hey, what can I do for you? What do you need? Or are you willing to walk past that by, like the priest and the Levite with the Samaritan laying on the gentleman laying on the road, and the good Samaritan, who should not have even been the one, helps the man. Can I be the one that helps somebody? Because so many people have helped me when I didn't deserve it.
Yeah. Do you have the biblical foundation and the confidence to be able to know that when you get in that situation that you will have what you need, that you are equipped? That's the question.
Seriously. Before the school, absolutely not. And blatantly, I would probably try to avoid those situations, honestly.
Most people would.
I know how to lead someone to Jesus, but I'm not sure that they're really going to make it to heaven, so I'm probably not going to lead them. I'll let the pastor do it. But ministry is all around us. And it's the availability. And I love Pastor Nate has been my mentor through this whole process. I could not have even thought of a better person to have as my mentor. We're so similar, a lot of same characteristics. And he said something to me one time, and it stuck. He said, ministry is inconvenient.
It's true.
And when he said that, at first I was thinking, I don't know if I like that. But then if you embrace it and you're like, that's okay. Yeah. Because if you embrace the awkward or the inconvenient, I mean, I don't know what else could be more inconvenient, but more rewarding. Pastor Bill says the juice has to be worth the squeeze. And everything about ministry, if you lean into it, it is worth the squeeze. You just have to be willing to do it.
Well, and if you look at Jesus, most of the times he was healing people, he was on the way somewhere else.
Yes.
It's not, I mean, there are times when he's standing there teaching, but most of the time he's healing on the way.
Yes.
On the way, because he was never too busy.
Yeah.
I think this culture, we just get so busy and so bogged down with so many other things, when the whole point of his life was just the people and the ministry and the opportunities that he had. That, absolutely, ministry is inconvenient.
And he never said no, Bethany. He never said no. He went around doing good and healing all.
Yes, always.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing. Healing what?
Healing all.
All.
Yeah.
I think if you've been around this church for any amount of time, healing all.
Yes, everyone, period.
Yeah, everyone all the time.
And I think it's incredible, because Meg Schaefer said it this way. The word says that we were healed. By his stripes, we were healed. And if we were healed, we are healed. Why aren't we living in it? Why aren't we walking in it? Sozo, healed, healthy, whole, saved, delivered. Yeah. I kind of know a Greek term now, really cool. Did not know that before Meg Schaefer, so thank you, Meg. But it was, it just, once again, it was the key in the door that unlocked it. If I was healed, if we were, then we are. Yeah. Walk it out.
Well, I love it, because we're just sitting here having a conversation, right? And the word can't help but come out of you.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm just saying, but I'm saying, like, every time we're having a different piece of this conversation, it is the word that is coming out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can promise you 2 years ago, this would not have happened. It would have been what my thoughts were, or maybe my opinions. And it's not about that. It's what the word says, because we live by the word. Yes. The word is our stepping stones. Many are the plans of man, but God orders his steps. Yeah. I don't know how any more plain it can be than that. So if that's what the word says, I should probably lean into that and say the things that he thinks about me or my life. Speak that truth.
Yes. One of my favorite verses is, "For the word of God is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, and piercing." And it goes on and on and on and on. But it just talks about the word, the word, the word. If you want to know about something in your life, if you're not sure about something in your life, if you're not sure how to pray, if you're not sure how to handle a situation, it's easy. Go back to the word.
That's right. Speak it.
That's it. You speak the word, the power. That's one of the things that I feel like I've heard so many times in that classroom is everything needs to come out of your mouth.
Yes. Yeah.
It is a spoken faith.
You have to speak it. I think that's the premise of what Curtis Hunsinger's class about faith was. The word is written. The spoken word of God is in front of you. But are you speaking it? Are you willing to speak it?
Yeah.
I mean, his class was eye-opening, eye-popping, if you will, because it is speaking what is written. These are his words. Just speak what he tells you to speak. It's right. He gives you the template.
Yes.
Just follow it. And I mean, so many just stories and just thoughts and experiences that have come out of the class. That's just a couple of them. But that one specifically, like, yes, speak the word. It's there.
Yeah. I love, because even we started this interview with talking about, building homes, right? Well, that's you speaking the dreams and visions that God has put in you before they've come to pass.
Yes, ma'am.
And so, I mean, how exciting is that God gives us these dreams and visions.
Yeah.
And that we get the opportunity to speak them into existence and to say it ahead of time, so that when they happen, we give God all the glory because we've been speaking it for so long, that we're like, no, look, God told me to speak it. God put this in my heart and I'm supposed to say it out loud, even though I don't see it in the physical right now. Yeah. This is what God told me to do.
Yeah. Write it plain upon the table, I mean, and run with it. If he puts his desires in you, and if they're his desires, obviously he wants you to have those desires and run with them. Yeah. Why not? Why not you? Why not us now?
Yeah.
Run.
Yeah. No, I love it. It's such a fun season when you get the opportunity to see people so excited about being able to walk out, or I feel like run out at this point of what God is calling them.
Yeah.
Like, I think we're done walking. I feel like we're in a running stage.
I don't know if we've walked this whole second year,
There's
but
no walking. So I was just thinking, you were talking about second year.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what do you feel like this second piece of this year, what has been the thing, like the biggest takeaway for the second part of this year?
It's funny. I think we just hit on it, is walking it out.
Okay.
I feel bad for the second year students who are, I guess, 1 year ministry students, because me and another student were talking in class who was also a second year student. And we said, if you guys had pushed us out of the nest the first year, I don't know if we would be able to run with the pace that we are going to run now. And with that, I feel bad for the 1 year students, because I know the right people at the right place at the right time. I understand that. But it's like the first year was a building block, was the cornerstones and the pieces that now have helped the triangle build and the foundation solidify so we can grow and now run. And I'm just so thankful that it was a 2-year program. I know a lot of people don't get to experience that now, but I'm so thankful because now it's run. Just run and go win.
No, and I love what you're talking about, how it really taught you to, I don't know, it's that conditioning.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like that is like, okay, my pace is increased, Lord. Like you have given me more, but it's just that power of continually showing up.
Yes.
We lost a lot of people over 2 years of that program.
Yeah, we did.
But you guys kept showing up, and God honors that.
He does. He does.
And I think one of my favorite pieces that you guys have had the opportunity to do so much between your first and second year is learn to teach the word.
One of the biggest struggles in my life was remembering and helping somebody else learn what I had just been taught. It was easy to read it or to learn it for myself, but I don't know if you truly learn something until you can teach someone else what's inside of you. And that was just from learning how to prep a sermon, to minister to people, to even be able to begin that sermon with somebody, and then especially in front of students that you know and who are now family, but at the beginning, you're like, what are they going to think? What's going on? Or why am I even doing this? But it's what's inside of you and being able to teach somebody else. And that's what this program has done. And I can honestly say that because of the teaching, I can now teach someone what I know versus just knowing it. Mm-hmm. Be a doer of the word, not just a hearer only. I was great at hearing, but am I good at doing? Well, I'm not going to say I'm good at it, but I am better than I was. So I am definitely better.
Well, and I'm trying to think through. I mean, you guys will have done James, Hebrews, 1st and 2nd Timothy. Did y'all do 2nd Corinthians as well?
Oh, we did 1st and 2nd.
1st and 2nd Corinthians. So you guys have gone through a lot of learning to teach a lot of different New Testament books.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, Acts, Romans.
Yeah.
We have almost hit them all. So
yeah, we've hit a lot of those New Testaments. That's a deep bench right there.
It is.
Of being able to teach and show all of that knowledge, but really just help people walk closer to the Lord and what you understand.
Absolutely. And it's all been done by different speakers. It wasn't the same speaker giving the same class or the same speaker giving Acts, Romans, Corinthians, Ephesians. It was different perspectives by different speakers who, once again, are all first class. There's no second class speakers in this room. There's no one who has been speaking or been trained to speak that shouldn't be there. They are all, and I hate to use this word, but they're well-oiled machines. They really are, because they know the word, they speak the word, but most importantly, they live what they're speaking. And I don't know if you could put more of a premium on it than that, is someone who is living what they are preaching or teaching. That's who I want to follow. Pastor Bill. I don't know of a better man who lives what he says.
Yeah.
And that's why he is a leader of men, because he lives what he says.
Well, and I love it so much because, I mean, we have wonderful outside speakers that will Zoom in, but so many of our amazing speakers are the people who are in this house with us, doing life alongside of all of us, as members of this church as well. And we have a deep bench here too.
Yes.
And
yes.
I love that we have so many amazing individuals that can just pick up and teach.
I know.
At the drop of a hat.
I feel like I can't even walk through the hallway now without looking at Chris Hart and just giving like a huh or something. He's just so incredible. I mean, I love that he's always like, and when he finishes, he's like, be great, go win. And then he makes us all flex because he's not going to change who he is, but what he's going to allow God use his gifts. And once again, teach those other people.
And elevate.
Elevate your life, elevate the room, everything inside of you.
So you're being taught to do that so that when you leave, that you do that every place you go, right?
Yeah. Once again, and I know I'm speaking a lot what Pastor Bill says, but when you're here, you live it, you learn it, and you want to walk it out and do what I do, say what I say, and when you're there, you'll have double. Yeah. I mean, is there a better illustration of that? I cannot be Pastor Bill. Pastor Bill is 6'1" and a good voice, and I am 5'8" on a good day with a very higher pitched voice, and that's okay. But can I follow what he does? Yeah. Can I do what he does? Absolutely. And when we're there, I just want double portion. That's it.
No, that's awesome. I mean, just there's a reason that you're here. There's a reason that you're sitting in this seat. There's a reason that we wanted you to be a representation of this program.
Well, I count it an honor and a joy. And please understand, I do not take it lightly. I mean, anybody who's listening or watching this, I could not be more thankful and more grateful for Guts Church, the school of ministry, everything that it has meant to my life and helped build in my life. And even if I did not do another ministry thing, the fact that my boys receive salvation from their dad 2 weeks before you graduate, I couldn't think of a better end to that. But on the flip side of that, this is just starting.
Yes.
We had talked about running. This is just the beginning. This is the starting line. Let's go from here.
No. Well, I'm excited. I can't wait to see what's next. I hope Ashley will join us in the class. I would absolutely love to have her there. But it has just been a thrill to watch everything that God has done in you through the last 2 years, through your family in the last 2 years. And I know that this is just the beginning.
It is. It truly is.
But I just want to thank you so much for coming and being with us here today. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much, Bethany. I appreciate you.